me just get organized.
This was published in Street Spirit almost exactly 8 years ago. It's called People. The people worry about eating, about drugs, about violence, about paying rent. The people stand on the street. One says, my son has some kind of disease San Francisco general doctors cannot diagnose. Another tries to pack all her things into a black garbage bag. Security guards come around and hand out tickets for free meals. Okay, here's another short. This is called What If There Were No Poverty? What if wealth were distributed? If there were no rich and no poor, the people were all healthy, and nobody had to pay for anything. Life was easy, but that's not the case. People are angry because some people have a lot and the poor have basically nothing, or at least not economically. Why do they get so much and I get so little? The poor wonder justifiably. With wealth evenly distributed, anger and envy would subside, if not go away completely.
Thank you, Buford, and your generosity. We appreciate that.
Bruce, that's Buford.
Oh, it's Bruce next, and then Beth.
Yes.
So Bruce, Beth, you're on deck, and then after, well, we'll manage.
Really good.
Which Bruce?
Bruce.
Fessenden. You have more than one Bruce here?
I'm just going to read one.
Get you in there. Give him a round of applause. He's coming up. He's our feature next time. He's going to come around. Kick it ass, as they say. As someone says, I don't say that. I never say that. Just so you know.
This one's called Fill in the Blanks. Don't say it. They are my backbone, my ancestors, and my future up around the bend. I fumble away the morning, switch the channel at night. Most think I'm a little bit crazy, wandering the unmarked paths with the turtle and the dove. Indian summer weather, hot and dry, a good time for being a monk. No need for covering my track. Nobody's going to follow it anyway. I noticed the wild rose, the redwood tree, 2 pelicans skimming on currents aloft. Another entry on my checklist of experiences. When will I ever have an actual feeling? My mom was here once. I still see her footprints. She was way more secular than I, and probably even more lost. I got some good stories, got my back to the wind, pretending I have a place in the world. I don't fret that much about what I think I need. If you grasp too hard, you break the egg. I write the words as the words write me. I am the song, and I am the lead. I still like sweets, still like to read, pull of the moon inside the flowers. I was born today, I'll be born tomorrow, weight of the formless creasing my pillow. I'm a crystal tulip, early in the morning, evening comes, I'm caked with mud. I scratch my words, shape my lines, most of the page remaining blank. Silence of the world, so much more than empty space, a soft and tender pregnancy, attention, birth, and love. I barely sense the lines on your face, you who put stars in my cup. I give you my gaps and incomplete answers. So odd and unexpected are the patterns, the nectar between chaos and love. I might complete my mother, or I might not. We didn't have that kind of relationship. But I'll clean the floors and open the windows. She was a dark jewel lost in the forest. I am the milk now. I am the bread. Take my hand. I'll lead the way.
Beautiful.
Nice. Who's Bessie there? Bill Bamba. And Beth, and then.
Phil.
Huh?
Beth and then Phil.
Oh, yeah, Phil. On deck here, please. All right, let me get you in there, Phil.
Okay, I'm submitting an application to speak at TEDx Marin about something I'm trying to do, and I was hoping to just air it with you guys. It's not a written poetry piece, but it's just speaking the movement I'm trying to start. And it is subversive. So the most subversive idea I could think about was a way to fix the planet. And what we do is we restructure our way that we spend money and how we feel about when we spend money. And we do that, when we do that, we build up we get in a great mood, we build our long-term health, and we can fix the planet. One of the things that I've calculated is that we can see the globe the globe cool by 2050. And the way that we do that, well, the reason why the way the world is the way it is because corporations cut costs wherever they can, and they bring us the goods on our shelves, and it's for cheaper than they should have been. They never pay for the carbon, they don't pay for the plastics, and they certainly don't pay the people. And so what happens is you and I unknowingly have been complicit in the system by paying less for everything that we buy. Every single thing that you and I buy is at a discount. So what I am saying that we need to do is you and I, who are in this corporations being complicit, need to tug ourselves away from that and start paying the fair price of what our goods should cost. And yes, it is more money, but it's actually what I call beyond free. And the reason why is because when you donate to charities to offset the difference between what goods should cost and what they cost at the register, you get a gush of feel-good brain chemicals. It's called the giver's glow. It's well documented. And then you also get the benefits of living longer, less stress, less incidences of heart attacks, less cancer. You deal with stress better, you sleep better, and you have a better sex life, and you also end up making more money when you give. And the whole reason why is because we're social creatures. And so Mother Nature has wired us to be part of the community, and when we are, we get in a great mood, and when we are, we get to live longer, and when we are, we also get to have more money so that we keep doing it. It's the way that she has crafted our kind. So that's what I'm proposing, that we start spending money as it should be on what we buy. I've also figured out that if we all offset the 113 tons of carbon a year, which is roughly $12 a month for 30 years, we will see the earth cool in our time. So I have a worksheet on my website, owniteconomics.org. It's called Own It Economics because we're not just buying something, we're owning it. We're saying that we care, and we are taking our part in the economy to restructure what this planet is doing right now. And that's my plan. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Vote for you. Vote for you.
And the Honorable Phil Deal is presiding at the moment. And who's next? Oh, Sharon is next. And then, this is his first time here, isn't it? No?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was here for, I think it was Sally's 75th birthday.
Oh, all right, okay. Well,
So this is in honor of Sally's birthday, and also Sacred Grounds Cafe, which has been here for decades. I've been in San Francisco 44 years. I've performed here a few times over the decades.
Would you like this?
So, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here. And Sally, this is for you, and I'd like to accent it then with a soprano solo that's seeking the poetic intelligence shining all through her, shaping her life story into one magnificent poem, spirit poem of love and compassion.
1919.
101 years old.
Shem is next. Shem on deck. Shem.
That's a 101-year-old saxophone, he just told me. 1919, soprano saxophone. Beautiful train, this thing.
All right. Give a nice round for Sharon, please. And we're gonna try to manage circumstances beyond my control.
Being good to someone is just like being mean to somebody. Risky. You don't get nothing for it. Toni Morrison. In Kansas City in the 40s, 20s, 30s, 50s, and 60s, and probably in some old house still today. Start the new year off right. The way you start the day is the way the rest of the year will go. Okay, so January 1st, get up. Get up. Get up early, breakfast. Nice, sturdy meal. Want a sturdy meal the rest of the year. Fried potatoes and onions, homemade sausage, eggs not too runny, but has to be a little runny because this is how the kids think they get their sunshine. Nice fluffy biscuits, homemade preserves, sweet. Stewed fruit for the adults because they want to be regular. The little kids don't like that shit. And they don't want a shit. A big pot of brewed Folgers coffee perking away, a can of pet milk in the creamer. Orange juice, freshly squeezed, seeds taken out by all the grandmothers. Grapefruit on the table, little fancy spoons. Yeah, these people are living large. Grapefruit spoons. Some fried apples, some fried grits, and a little red-eye gravy and some corn cakes. Okay, you got your big gut full. Fried that ham, you ate it all up. Now let's get up and get with the program. The kids are all around. They're still playing with Cinnamon Toast. But the old ladies, they want everyone up and going. Same thing every year, same list of plans. Got to get all the Christmas stuff out. Start the new year just right. Clean, scrubbed, waxed, everything put away, things in the washing machine. Don't start off with any dirty clothes. Extension cords at Mrs. Castleberry's house. She labels everything, even the extension cords. Everything is dated. The word is, most of us won't go there, but the word is that her toilet paper's dated. The old ladies say she's stingy. The men shake their head, and the kids just think she's downright crazy. Crazy and mean. Of course, the salespeople run the other way when they see her, because she's crazy and downright mean. The woman could find fault with God. Mr. Castleberry, quiet, patient man, they say he's patient, but all the old ladies say he's just a calm drunk. The man makes buttonholes in a coat factory, paid by the piece. You'd be a calm drunk, too. New Year's Day at their house was like most except demanding. More tissue, more instructions, and more hidden drunks. There we go. More mumbling, more grumbling. Lights on the outside have to be taken down. Boys and men in the neighborhood come over to help. She's standing out there, hands on her hips, giving orders. The ones she's watching are wrapping everything up and putting it away. The guys on the other side of the house are throwing that shit in the box as fast as it'll come off. They are back down at the basement having another drink. So they agree that after a few rounds, let's just pull this shit off this house. So they start to rip it. Meanwhile, she's hearing broken glass, and she's panicking. They take her in the house because some of the women have come by, and she's pouring tea. The men downstairs are pouring drinks. Okay, here comes the guy that collects all the insurance. So he comes over, but he just stands. It's Mr. Franklin. He just stands on the sidewalk, and then he goes downstairs. Meanwhile, his friend, the bondsman, Cyrus, he comes by, 300 pounds if an ounce. Itty Bitty, his wife, is called Teeny, of course. She's 300 pounds, too. She just wants to get a slice of cake, and he just wants to get another nip. There they go. The boys are downstairs, the women are in the house, and Tiny and her husband look down the stairs, and he falls. Well, I'll be damned. There's the ass of that suit gone. So she goes back in the house to get another slice of ham. He goes down to get another drink.
Thanks, guys, Kish. Bringing it all home. This is Shem.
Yeah.
And then, Sharon.
Karen. I'm Karen.
Karen and, oh yeah, Karen. Sorry, Karen, then Shem, then Karen. Right, sorry.
And you have 2 Karens.
Yeah, I understand that now.
Right.
You got it.
See if I can squeeze in two. They're both syllabic poems. First one is shorter, and it's a kind of run-on haiku about an old T-shirt I used to have in high school. Well, inspired by it. It's not really about the T-shirt. Okay, here goes. It's called Joan T-shirt. Super string theory, spider eyeball nebula, multiverse verses, play me like a loop, zither trigger fingering vibrational pull, parallax effect, parallel lines intersect, cross-eyed twin sight line, double consciousness, transmigrational mind state, twin towers crumble, free America from her heteroglossic schizophrenia, new world wordles, new dimensional hurdles, neologisms, divide and conquer, ethnographic zealotry, reductionism, religious freedom, my God is the very best, one and only God. Blind faith, blinders on, clipped wing, flightless bird song, tunnel torch, signposts. Das Kapital floats, oil tanker full of crude, pirates at the helm. Joan T-shirt, surrealist scribblings, lifted and printed. Saw a Che t-shirt once, icon portrayed in barcode. That's some funny shit. Okay, next one. All right, this one is usually called letterbox signpost, and it's every line is 5 syllables, but and because of the theme, it's got a new name. It's called what is it? Liminal lampposts, subcutaneous. What's the word?
Thick blue.
Subverse, yeah. Subtle subversion. Yeah, that's what it is. Liminal lampposts, subcutaneous, subtle subversion. All right, here it goes. Infect with culture, cultivate ferment, hand-picked cultivar, fertile crescent moon, cider apple eyes, sidle up to sea, signifiers sign, sans a safety net, artfully perform minor miracles, honest Abraham, Johnny Appleseed, I've got a dream, and it's a pippin. Promissory note, rugged pioneer, steam engine express, streamlined printer's press, tell it like it is, biased expletives, hunger, ravenous, knuckle sandwiches, willful ignorance, rallying the troops, which side are you on? Concentration camp, sealed over scab, covenant concealed, soul, sold on the cheap, auction block cliche, plantation elite, white as cotton bleached with a streak of pink, chattel slavery, blood and sweat and tears, misappropriate, liberty and fear, scorched earth song and dance, model scarcity, binary system, only black and white, prison industry, more bang for your buck, any uniform will do in a pinch. Every refugee's opportunity, learn to disappear, think American, trick is just the past, never looking back, pantomime parade, paper moonlit sky, parallax effect, shooting gallery, a penny arcade, moving picture box, shadows on the wall, shifting colors shine, celluloid windows, houses on fire, just give me one thing I can hold on to, bug on a windshield, can't fly away home. Matter-of-factly, mad as a hatter, mass shooter mindset, a certain kind of privileged emptiness, lunatic ravings, I'll go faster. Unscratchable itch on the toe tip of amputated limb, acting out for fame, feed the hate and pain, suicide plus some, take 'em out with you, an eye for an eye, nihilist snipers, interpretation, salient solvent, saline solution, creationism, algorithmic rule, sentiment inflamed, silvery fragment, silver underneath, sliver underneath the fingernail, plastic, fantastic, silicone spray-on, metaphoric spore, undersea insects, anaphylactic shock to the system, swollen smooth muscle, palpitating pump, epigenetic manifestation, perpetual drift, on and on and on, photopoetic, eidetic license, autopoiesis, self-making system, radical construct, internal logic, bioengineered cybernetic sense, fly in the ointment, infinite regress, down the rabbit hole, sickness unto death, Ecclesiastes, ass out in the street, answering to Job, tell me when to go, dumbfounded and lost consciousness for what? Syllabic limit, confined to a line, just a plug nickel, hole in the middle, stuck in mid-sentence, penny for your dreams, patterns let meaning show up unannounced.
Yeah. And now it's, So Karen G is new to the place. She's coming up just now, and then after her we have
You want to stay there?
Yes, I will, because I.
Okay.
Switch your camera on, my friend.
I don't know who this is.
Camera, Dan.
Oh yeah, I'll take care of that. Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Okay, my name is Karen, and I'm writing this poem in memory of Maya. Maya, a stately lady, so talented, so brave, and so courageous. You created a life of doing things you love to do. You were a poet, artist, dancer, teacher, mentor, actress. You were an inspiration to all those who knew you. Yeah, that was dedicated to Maya Angelou.
All right.
And then I've got the poem over here about the flaming chalice. The Unitarian Universalists have the flaming chalice as they're sitting down at their church. And so, it's see the flames glowing in our view, and enlightened of a recalcitrating, the seeking a life for a few. It is the flame we receive in our wake. We are all of the liberal faith. We are the ones who make social justice a reality, to help homeless, disabled, and lonely. Hope is on the way. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Is there a Chauncey? Okay, yeah.
Okay, then
Then here.
it's you. Margot Hart.
After this, I'm on deck.
Wait. Oh, this is Chauncey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. First timer, come on, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to the deck, but I really want to try to get
I mentioned.
Oh, he's setting up.
Really? Really? So your portrait? Sure. Sure enough, he shows up.
Just get really close to the mic, that's all. And let me get you timed in there. All right, you're going.
All right. This poem, just kind of ironic in everything when somebody mentioned Martin Luther King's birthday and stuff like that. This poem is called Dreaming. Don't give it up. Fire and light was just a dream until it wasn't. The wheel was just a dream until it wasn't. The automobile, aka cars, a faster way of land travel, was just a dream until it wasn't. Even flying was just a distant dream for us until it wasn't. Dreaming, don't give it up. Electricity was exclusively the domain of nature, and to harness it, a dangerous and highly remote dream until it wasn't. Wired communication was laughable. Telegraph, radio, television, and the telephone was just a far-off, fantastic, science-fictional dream. Now it's not. But will we be able to unshackle ourselves from these wires for more freedom? We were dreaming. Now it's real. At least once in our lives, we look past the night skies and into space to see the bright twinkling lights and wondered about what was out there and could we live there. It was just a dream. It isn't anymore. Dreaming. Don't give it up. I declare that our dreams, our wishes, and even our wildest, craziest fantasies are really and essentially blueprints for reality. The power lies in our hands and minds and the desire to change the world to our own vision lies in our heart and spirit to make it real. For anyone to say that our dreams are just dreams might be correct today, but will be proven wrong tomorrow. Death and taxes are inevitable, but so is change all over the world. My dream of my world domination via happiness and cheer is now within reach. I might be dreaming today, but tomorrow with my plan, my hard work, and my vision, motivation, determination, and tenacity, it will become real. Never underestimate the power of the dream. Doubt me today, if you will, but I will never doubt myself. And that's all that counts for me. Dreaming, I'll never give it up. It is my source of hope. Just watch me.
Thank you. Love these babies.
And then
Hal, you're on deck, and then Marco is starting. Marco Harps, we call him that because that's his name.
I call myself Marco Harps because Harpo Marx was my favorite Marx brother. Played a harmonica when he played a harmonica in blues, jazz, folk, or almost any mode. Folk you, I used to call myself. Artist formerly known as Folk you. This has been yet another public service announcement. Now, back to my manic music madness. This is my back page. This is Bob Dylan. And mine kind of bastardized. Girls' faces formed a forward path from phony jealousy. This self-deluded president only eats junk food that's so scarily very greasy. Father Sky and Mother Earth, please let them, the regime, eat too much and quickly. S'il vous plaît, fucking A, USA, très joli. Days Holy did not get cozy or nosy with Nancy Pelosi. When she came into a soup kitchen, that's not a soup kitchen no mo. It's a very high-end place. I will not tell you where. I was 20 feet from her when I got the big scare. She looked dead at me, and I almost died. Now I'll play the harmonica, because I almost cried. A lot of times. Anyway, it's for Sally. Fabulous Sally's. Love Saunders. This is one I sang about 5 years ago for you. Two I sang for. A medley, and then I'll get the hell off the stage. Lay down, Sally, and rest here in my arms. Rest here in our arms. Don't you think you are someone to walk to? Ooh, lay down, Sally. No need to leave so soon. We've been trying all night long to tell you how much we love you. Sneaking Sally through the alley with someone you know who. I forgot their name, I'll never forget what's their name. Along came Big John Tally with long tall Sally. Whoa, baby! Whoa, baby! Whoa!
There you go!
And after Hal is Brandon.
Brandon, come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm stellarly impressed. Give him a round of applause. This is a man who knows whereof he speaks, and his vocabulary shows it.
By Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old men should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Let wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning. They do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds would have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now. With your fierce tears, I pray, do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Come on.
Behind me. Like about 30 half a minute-ish.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, give him a nice round of applause. I tried to finish there, but I failed. Bruce?
It's not Bruce, it's Brandon.
Brandon, and then Nancy. Right?
I was going to say I've been called worse, but never been called Nancy. No.
I could call you Nancy.
Just don't call me late for dinner. No.
I know. That's what my brother used to say. It's funny. Yeah, you're in there.
So, so glad to be back. I'd like to dedicate this particular reading to my good friend Lucas. And this piece is called Don't Tell Me That You Love Me. Don't tell me that you love me. The streets of San Francisco are littered with the sons of mothers who said that they loved them, looking for something they can actually use instead, like an empty glass bottle that is worth 20 cents at the recycling plant. We know that we can come home whenever we want, but home is where the broken heart is, and the expectations of being something that we're not. Here, we can be our true selves, defiant against your false idols. We can become the gods of our own destiny, rather than your little angels. We sleep on cots made out of cardboard, knowing we'll never need to return anything at all for being the wrong size, or the wrong color, or just not as pretty as you thought I should be. Our umbrellas and tarps are warmer than you are on these windy November nights. Passers-by occasionally kick cans our way, which is better than your judging eyes, shaming us for the things we do or say. Tinfoil smoke keeps us warm when your words do not, though foil creaks and cracks much less than you did at the thought of having a gay son. What we want can't be bought on an after-dinner sale, as all of our Fridays are already black. In Oklahoma, the chicken and turkey is processed by felon labor, which is how they can make it so cheap. It's an alternative to prison where addicts are paid 2 cartons of cigarettes a week. 1 we're expected to smoke. 1 we're expected to sell. None make me want to share it with your cranberry sauce. So go carve up your idealistic dreams of me wanting white picket fences and leave them on the carcass to rot while you enjoy your large meal, sitting in front of the television, watching, chewing, waiting for my face to appear on the evening news. Head down, outlined in a halo of chalk, wondering the name of the boy who is dead beside me, holding my hand to the end.
Random, I like it. Nancy and then Garrett. Nancy now and then Garrett. And then after Garrett, we have Karen and then Miguel and then Rob closing, right?
Got it.
All right, that's right. There we go. All right, just get close to the microphone there, girl. You are perfectly framed.
Okay. How we hear. Noisy creatures, we humans. Pound, saw, shout. Use machines that roar and rumble, shatter the sky. How do our neighbors, sparrows, crows, pigeons, live with such cacophonous creatures? What do they hear? A barn owl can capture a mouse in total darkness by the sound of its squeaks, scratchings, snufflings. Woodpeckers catch the noise of grubs moving beneath the bark of trees. Pigeons are aware of the soft rumbling that sometimes signals earthquakes. What do I hear beneath all the mental meanderings that stumble through my body? Words clear as crystal, loud in their silence, command me to sit with Sister Kathy in her hospital room. Sister Kathy, who sat with so many dying of AIDS, who spread sunlight and joy throughout the neighborhood. To sit with her as she leaves this life, each ragged breath full of laughter. Walking home that evening, an orange sunset, a flock of crows, blank handkerchiefs tossed into the sky. And this one is for QR Hand. He has a birthday about this time, yes. Meaning. Remember, everything has meaning. When was the last time you got down on your knees? Prophets with no tongues dare to sing the blues. Nuns on fire run toward their God. When was the last time you got down on your knees or walked across America behind gaunt yogis? Nuns on fire run toward their God, tattered army blankets over their shoulders. I walked across America behind gaunt yogis, saw the sun slide lower in the sky and clutch at ridges, tattered army blanket over my shoulder. What is that in my hair? A mouse? The hand of God? The sun slides lower in the sky, clutches at ridges. Prophets with no tongues dare to sing the blues. What ruffles my hair? A mouse or the hand of God? Remember, everything has meaning.
Wow. That's Nancy. Nancy Wakeman. Thank you. Long time no see.
Garrett?
Karen, you're on deck. You're on deck. So, and then after Karen, it's Miguel and Rob. Sally, did you want to do something?
I just want to go to the bathroom.
I mean, did you want to try to get on the open line?
If there's any room.
Okay, we'll just we'll try to do this. I'm not sure, but we'll try. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Man, this is called Chump Shoots Straight and Still Misses. Once again, the chump misses his own point. He found and claimed that he could shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue without losing a vote. He, of course, seemed to take that to mean he could shoot anyone he likes on a twitch and a whim, which at the start of the year he actually did. He may or may not lose a vote for that act, but he's definitely lost quite a few of his last remaining allies. and would have lost his marbles and his mind had he had any of those about to begin with. He claimed it was to prevent an attack from outside. No, it was not done on Fifth Avenue. No, it was not done by his direct cowardly hand. It wasn't even by most standards a dreaded man of color. But hey, he did have a foreign-sounding name, Qasem Soleimani, and he was a Muslim. Well, that counts for something, doesn't it? Missing original thinking. This just in our missing report. The original thinking and vision on the tube these days, the suspect is believed to be TV Reboot. Reboot has been spotted in places such as Dallas and in Hawaii in the 90210, and was almost exposed after an altercation with Roseanne. Yet Reboot remains at large and seemingly expanding the dynasty into a full house. Was seen speaking to one Punky Brewster, discussing inventiveness, ironically with someone named MacGyver, and supposedly being pursued by Magnum PI or investigated by Murphy Brown. Seen in all kinds of places and all kinds of situations, but too many seem charmed by this Reboot spell. This seems to be one missing report of the original thinker will remind thee that too many seem to be merely content with, and we've not even started about Cousin Movie.
Karen, Melinda, Magoon, and then Miguel. Miguel should be on deck, and then Rob will be closing us up, but we may have a musician in here.
As you say, a stellar evening. This has been beautiful, and Sally's not there, so I have a song for her, so maybe she'll come out. Anyway, it's 80 years is a long, long time, filled with sunshine and rain. 80 years is a long, long time, but I know Sally'd do it again. And so she's not here, but anyway, maybe you can tell her. So anyway, I wanted to thank Sally for everything and for, hey, there she is. I just sang a song for you.
One more time.
Do I have time to sing it again?
Well, yeah, you have like 2 minutes.
Okay.
So.
All right. 80 years is a long, long time, filled with sunshine and rain. 80 years is a long, long time, but I know she'd do it again. Okay. So, yay, Sally. Lovely. A time for miracles. The light is dim, the candles flicker. The oil is low, demanding a new miracle. The menorah is lit, the Advent wreath is burned to wax stubble. Candles float on the Ganges, Christmas trees of pagan days continue to sparkle for peace as other lights demand purchase, commercial purchase. Thieves raid the temple, destroyed once again by an assassin's bullet. The wasted world is tired. Forest fires in the Amazon burn bushland in Australia where koalas cannot run away. Earthquakes in hurricane-shattered Puerto Rico destroy still broken homes and cover victims in rubble. Marine life in the Mariana Trench dies of plastic cancer. Glaciers calve at alarming rates. The world cries out in pain while rulers play games with war. Migrants drown, escaping one trauma for another. Toddlers washed to shore lie in forever sleep. Babies separated from their mothers cry in desperation, while on the highway tents are ripped apart by the wind, debris cast aside by nature's elements. Former occupants wander the streets, cold and dusty. It was not meant to be. It is a time for miracles.
Thank you so much. Karen, Melinda, Magoon. And now
Thank you for your service. I am an American Airman, guardian of freedom and justice, my nation's sword and shield, its sentry and avenger. I defend my country with my life. An excerpt from the Airman's Creed. Words drilled into my mind during my time in service. Assimilation 101. Glorious, heroic, seductive. So nowadays I avoid the news because a part of me still feels proud of this heritage that extinguishes inconvenient peoples and dilute their histories. I have to periodically remind myself that people who write in squiggly lines are not all terrorists, whatever they want that to mean nowadays. But it's hard to get over the addiction to the gooey, warm, cozy, glory-laden, pride-stroking sensation I get whenever someone behind a veil tells me, "Thank you for your service." Oh shit, I'm misogynistic. You throw like a girl is still an insult as it enters my ears, processed, broken down, analyzed. Oh shit, I'm misogynistic. I grew up around make me a sandwich jokes, inside an environment where men, this is how they spoke. Hell, I came up with some of my own. I'm evaluating myself now that I'm grown. Oh shit, I'm misogynistic. I grew up hearing, "Hey there, sweet cheeks," terms like gash and broad, like women and children grouped together, reinforcing helplessness in the opposite gender. Oh shit, I'm misogynistic. Where's the line between misogyny and chivalry? The men in my family never did house duties. They also taught me to open doors for ladies. They got to me, shit. Brainwashed by Disney. That beautiful woman must be in need of a prince like me. Ah, shit. I'm misogynistic. Subtly sprinkled all throughout my being, something I'm not always seeing, a concept I am unlearning. I want to evolve, be realistic, because I'm sick of saying, "Oh shit, I'm misogynistic."
You're a genius!
Raise your hand if you do not want to give Sally a hug. All right, it's decided. Everybody converge on her and wiggle. Okay. You're going to get... here we go. This is clearly I have to do this because of what Miguel just did. We have a little mini theme going here. We'll have to perform together. This is a science song, and who here thinks that they understand women?
I have a great joke for that.
That was not a joke. You're going to get a chance to prove or disprove your knowledge. There will be a quiz in the middle of this song, and the answers, you can either shout out science or not science. This is called WIMYN, women. I've been a pissed off feminist. Wait. There we go. I've been a pissed off feminist since I was a boy, fighting female servitude and reduction to sex toy. Patriarchal language perplexes me too. We need just one pronoun for him and her and you. But maybe all this sameness goes a bit too far. Maybe a little different is what we really are. For I know I'm just a binary buffoon, but life is better when a woman's in the room. Women are more chatty.
Not science.
Science. What? Women are more catty.
Not science.
Not science. Women get lost in a forest.
Science.
Science. Women are more porous.
Science.
Science.
Oh, start an opinion.
Women can stand more pain.
Science.
Science. Women have a different brain.
Science.
Science. Women have better fingers.
Science.
Science.
Ooh.
Women are intuition bringers.
Science.
Not science. Women are inferior crappers.
What do you mean by crappers?
It's your opinion.
That's about fiber. That's
Science. Women are inferior rappers.
not science.
Not science.
Not science. Women have better long-term recall.
Science.
Science. Women are more pansexual.
Peter Pan.
Science. Of course, these are generalities. They don't apply to me and you. Differences are so small, they might as well not be true. I hate cars and played with dolls as a boy. We're all just Mama Nature's play toys. And if you think life's a macho tale, in the womb we all started out female. So maybe I'm a puppet of biology, tortured by sexual scarcity. But these are the words you can put on my tomb. Life is always better when a woman's in the room. I've lived in a male mind and it fills me with doom. But life is always better when a woman's in the room.
Get up there quick, please.
So you want to, are you going to read?
Yeah.
Okay, good, yeah, okay, so you'll close us out? I thought you were going to play your guitar and had to tune it up stuff.
No.
No, that's great, that's right. So,
What's your
so
name?
like a couple of minutes, 2-ish, something?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
What's your name?
Tell me
Oh, what's your name?
Thorn.
Thorn, like Thorn?
E.
E.
Oh, okay.
First time.
T-H-O-R-N-E.
First time here.
Yeah.
Oh, first
Long time ago.
11 years ago.
Oh, 11 years ago.
Recalcitrant.
Coming back, are you?
Oh, that was you.
Yeah. Then we'll do the prizes, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I've had a hiatus from poetry and music for about 10 years, and I'm sort of stumbling back. It's called Something New. It is a wonder. It is a willing wonder waiting. For what, though? A door to open? A phone to ring? A chance encounter? A new? Something new. Anything. Anyone. New. Sitting alone in the dark, theater, waiting for the screen to illuminate. The story to unfold. Partway through, enraptured in the story. Can't wait for it to end. Why? Lone snail makes its way across. Slowly, through the dark, across the cold, wet garden path, when casually another soul, worlds away, still electrified by the story on the screen, in the dark, a crisp snap, oblivion oozes from beneath shoe leather. The credits roll, no one reads the names, everyone's left the theater. Too soon daylight illuminates the story, no one was present to watch. For what? Something new? Anything? Anyone? New.
Thank you so much. Very good. So come back. Come back every Wednesday. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take care of these wonderful door prizes. I'm going to introduce them very quickly. I don't know if you came up here and looked at them. Jazz Samba postcard. The Southern Poverty Law Center report. Stephen King, The Outsider. Actually, it's The Insider, but that you have to go to the inside to find it.